I should probably focus on writing episodes for Batman Empire. But I'm the one who draws. So this is my Jason Todd. And this is what he looks like when he's wearing the red hood. Which, the design has a bit more going on than is probably necessary. Maybe I'll switch it back to the brown leather jacket and the rest of the hood can be red again. I don't know. Since he doesn't become Robin in Batman Empire, his origin is a bit different. Originally, I was thinking it might be interesting that he be caught in an explosion during the September 11th attacks, but I don't know, that might be in poor taste. But he is caught up in an explosion, and he ends up being saved via the Lazarus. But of course, it ends up driving him insane, so he turns into a mercenary. At the start, he's very similar to Guts from Berserk in that regard. He fights as a means of coping with his trauma. This part might seem a little gross at first because typically Talia al Ghul is Batman's love interest, but in this story, Talia and Jason are around the same age, so they're together. And she still has ties to the League of Assassins. She was trained to be an assassin under her own father, whose real name is actually revealed to be Dante White, so her real name is Talia White. But she ends up not actually being interested in the assassins, she just wants to go out and live a normal life with Jason. But when he dies, she tries to bring him back with a Lazarus injection. And in order to do so, she feigns loyalty to the League. Unfortunately, since it turns Jason insane, things end up turning very, very sour. But it won't stay that way for long, because eventually they run into Cassandra Cain and Tim Drake, and they eventually form their own team of the Dark Orphans. Cassandra being inspired to fight crime by the former Batgirl, and Tim being inspired by Nightwing. And sometime after Tim and Cassandra are recruited, Jason eventually becomes inspired by Batman, of course, to start fighting criminals in a similar way. However, they do still kill some criminals if they are a lost cause. I don't remember if I mentioned this already, but this also takes place in Santa Prisca instead of Gotham City. The Dark Orphans taking up residence in the new city of Los Fantasmas, or City of Ghosts. And instead of Red Hood Kingdom, I'm gonna call it Red Hood Underworld, which I think flows a lot better. I already have some ideas written down for another story that takes place after Red Hood's, revolving around Batwoman and her team fighting crime in Japan. And it was going to be called Batwoman Republic.